So hello everyone, welcome to the Empowering Show where we decode the mindset of industry leaders to help each one of you unleash your true potential. Our guest for today is Mr. Andrew Tarvin, the world's first humor engineer who coaches individuals and organizations on how to use humor to be more effective at work. His company, Humour That Works, helps people and to tap into their natural personality, leverage their sense of humor, and learn ways to enjoy more at work. He has delivered 100 plus speaking engagements and training sessions for over 10,000 people and has worked with more than 100 organizations like Microsoft, Procter& Gamble, PepsiCo, General Electric, and has also been featured as a thought leader in the Wall Street Journal, Forbes, CNN, Fast Company, and many more. His TEDx talk, The Skill of Humor, has more than 8 million views. And I'm really glad that, Andrew, you could join us today.
Absolutely. No, I'm excited to be chatting with you.
Same here, same here. So, Andrew, tell me something that who is exactly a humor engineer, since it's such a new concept and we're really intrigued to know. So tell us something about your journey as a humor engineer.
Certainly. Well, if you Google it, well, at least it used to be that if you were to Google humor engineer, probably 6 or 7 years ago, you would only get jokes about engineers. But I developed this title for myself of humor engineer because it was the kind of shortest encapsulation of what it is that I was doing, because my background is in computer science and engineering. And as a computer engineer, I realized that I was solving problems, in the workplace or with employees, et cetera, using things like computers and technology and programming. And so when I started to try to understand what it is that I was doing with humor, where I was actually helping to solve workplace challenges of things like employee engagement or effective communication or personal leadership or stress management, these kind of very human endeavors, I was using humor as the tool to do it. And so I thought, oh, if I was a computer science engineer using computers to solve problems, now I'm an engineer solving problems with humor, I guess I'm a humor engineer.
Awesome. So I think you are also a stand-up comedian. So I think that also somewhere helped to develop humor as a skill, right?
Absolutely. So that is, yeah, the title itself is also a great intersection of two aspects of my personality. So the engineering kind of, analytical thinking person who loves math, I don't think of them as math problems. I think of them as math opportunities. So, I love solving math problems. I love doing Sudoku and Kin and like all of that kind of stuff. So that's the engineering side, of which I've always had. Even growing up, I was an engineer trying to solve problems. And then I started doing improv and stand-up comedy in university and started to realize that the humor component of it, stand-up and improv, was what was helping me be effective with the hardest thing I ever had to work with, which was other humans. Humor was almost this shortcut or this technique for getting better results. And so absolutely. So that's how the humor engineer became born, was doing stand-up and improv at university, seeing the benefits of it, and then starting to bring it more and more into my work until it got to the point that I was like, no, I think I'm most effectively defined as a humor engineer.
Awesome. So tell us something about Humour That Works, your company. Tell us something about the vision and mission, and what was the idea of coming up with that company, and how is it helping people and organizations?
Mm-hmm. Certainly. Well, the idea of the company came forth from, after I graduated from university with my degree in computer science and engineering, I was working at Procter & Gamble as an IT project manager. And that's where I was really noticing the benefits of humor, of people actually coming to my meetings and actually reading my emails, and me managing the stress of day-to-day work and just really enjoying my job a lot more. And so that got me started to explore the research around it. I wanted to see, was this just true for me or was this true for other people? And it turns out there are over 30 benefits to using humor in the workplace, backed by research, case studies, and real world examples, ranging from getting people to pay attention to your message, to improving your perceived leadership skills, to burning calories in the workplace, like a whole range of benefits. And I was a bit surprised because I never learned that in school. You know, no one ever taught me the value of humor as a strategic tool. In fact, in school, it was almost the opposite. All of the people who were like the class clowns and stuff, they were said, you know, that's not appropriate, or you can't have fun, or there's this perception that work has to feel like work. In fact, early in my career, someone told me, you know what, if work was supposed to be fun, it would be called play. Like there's almost like this idea that, oh, if you're having fun at work, that you're doing something wrong. And the reality is that it's really kind of the opposite. When you're enjoying what you do, you are more engaged in that work and typically do it better. And so Humor That Works was born out of this idea of like, okay, if no one ever taught me this, I just kind of stumbled into it. And it's such a valuable skill. Why aren't other people using it? And it's because they don't know. And so, okay, can That Works be that company that, one, elevates the status of humor, helps people recognize that it's not just this kind of side thing, or maybe sometimes you'll have it, but no, it can be a strategic part of how you advance in your career or how you get results in the workplace. And then the second component of it was, okay, how do we then actually teach people to do it? Because I am someone who has had to learn how to use humor. I'm not a naturally, quote unquote, naturally funny person. And so what can we take from what I've learned from, you know, nearly 15 years of doing stand-up and improv comedy, and boil that down into a format that other people can understand, or that they can also learn the same things that I've done, but in a shorter period. So that's been the goal of Humor That Works. It was started back in 2009, so it's 11 years old. I've been working on it full-time since 2012. And as you mentioned, we've worked with hundreds of different organizations all around the world in a wide range of industries and functions and roles, but all with this goal of helping people to get better results while having more fun.